Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do my January TBR. My TBRs going forward for 2024 are going to be different. It's mostly because I don't follow my TBRs, so I need to start doing something a little different. So what I plan on doing is doing 4 prompt type things, and throughout the month I will do a vlog based on those 4 things. So 2 of which I have cards here, and these are going to be authors that I'm going to spend a week reading throughout the month. I have 8 here. I will eventually probably make 4 more, so I have one for each month, but for now I have authors that I either have a few books on my shelf that I need to read, or on my Kindle, or from Audible or Chirped audiobook some sort. So authors, some of them are new to me authors, but most of these are a continuation. I've read them before and I want to continue reading their backlist. So as I said, I have 8 of those. And then I have prompt cards that has Chirp, like my book boxes, each book. Also it has Treat Your Shelf, ebooks, audiobooks, all of that stuff. So I'll pick one of these. And then I would also like to do every month a read my shelf challenge. So every month I have 27 shelves. So I'm going to use a random number generator to pick the shelf of the month. And that shelf I will try to read. As I said, I'm going to do weekly vlogs for these, but that doesn't mean that I won't read some of these during the months. But I figured if I just try to concentrate on one of these prompts in a week, it will be more likely to read. So there's that. As I said, I'm going to use a random number generator to pick the shelf I have. As I said, I have 27. Some of them have like 0 books. So I may reread books if I wanted to, if I get that shelf, and go from there. And then lastly, we have my romance trope cards. And for this one, I am debating about if I want to play how I used to play it, which was 3 rows of 6, or no, 2 rows of 6. But I have so many now that I might do 4 rows of 5 and roll a d20 and do it that way, or I might pick a trope of the month randomly like this and go like that. So I don't know, and just read as many of those books with that trope during the week, or I might see how many tropes in a week I could read. So I don't know quite how this is going to work for romance trope cards yet, but I do plan on picking one of these. Maybe I'll do it alternating. Maybe I'll do it the first month, January, pick 1 trope, and February see how many tropes I could read in the week, and then go for that, like alternate. I don't know, but as I said, I have a lot of trope cards now, and there's more than I need to get to, but yes. But for the most part, it's going to be an author of the month, a prompt of the month, more like a challenge of the month. So I want to see how many of them I could read. a trope of the month, and shelf of the month. So as I said, I will probably try to do 4 reading vlogs and go from there. So let's pick the prompt of the month or challenge of the month. I did sort of shuffle these, but we're just gonna do this. And this says Mystic Box. Okay, and for this, I think I'm gonna add all of the Mystic Boxes books that I need to read in a spinner wheel, and during that vlog use a spinner wheel to pick which ones I need to read. Honestly, Mystic is not so bad. My Bell book box, and yeah, my Bell book box is a little worse, but Mystic is not super bad. So that's an easy one. And now authors. This one, Sophie Lark. Okay, was not planning on reading her in January, but this is fine. I have the first Underworld book, Ivan, and I have another book in that series, Dom, and then I have her spin-off series of that, the Kingsmaker series, all physically. I do also have the Underworld box set on my Kindle, and I have really do want to read There Are No Saints series duet, so we'll try to read that too. But yeah, my main goal is if I could read, I know it's Ivan and the second book in the Underworld series. You don't necessarily have to read them, but it's recommended to read the first 2 in the Underworld series before you start the Kingmaker series. So I'm gonna at least read the first 2 in the Underworld series and then go to Kingmaker and whatnot. And now let's see what my shelf is going to be. And I generated it 1 through 27 already, and it's 10. Sorry, the lighting's really bad. So I have this shelf right here that you can't see, and it's my favorite shelf, my authors. Okay, the shelf number 10 is this one. Oh, this one is actually really good. So it has my Brittany C. Cherry books that I need to finish, so I might read that. Also it has Tilly Cole on here, and you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. I've been wanting to reread the Hades Hangman series, and so I could continue on, because I need to read books Darkness Embrace and My Maddie. Yeah, there's some good options here, because I could either do the Brittany C. Cherry, which I have a lot of those on audio, or Tilly Cole. Also, I have Credence up there. I could do that too, by Penelope Douglas. I've yet to read that one. Yeah, this is a good shelf to start off with, because there's a lot that I want to read on this shelf. So we will see what I pick up, what I feel like in the mood to read when I do this vlog, reading my shelf vlog. But there's a lot of good options. And yeah. And then I think, as I said, I think I'm just gonna pick a trope randomly for this month, for January, and see. So let's do it. This one, fake dating. Okay, that's actually a pretty good trope to start the year off with, because it's one of my favorites. I don't know how many fake dating books I have left to read, but yeah. So to recap, shelf number 10 is my shelf of the month. So any books I read off of there, I will be happy. My Mystic box is the challenge of the week or month. As I said, I will do a spinner wheel of my Mystic TBR and see how many of those I can read. And then my author of the month is Sophie Lark, and see how many Sophie Lark books I could read. And then my trope of the month is fake dating. So there's that. Also, I know I am going to be rereading the Like Us series by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which is 12 books are already out, and the 13th and final book in that series comes out the end of January. So I do plan on rereading books 1 through 8 and read 9, 10, 11, 12, or maybe it's 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I do plan on reading that. So I don't know if I will have time to reread the Hades Hangman series. So I may just read the Brittany C. Cherry or something else. As I said, I do have most of the Like Us series on audio. The 12th book just came out today when I'm filming this, so I will be getting that, and then I will have to read the 13th book physically because it takes a while for their audiobooks to come out. But yes, those are my plans. Also, Macaulay Smelter does have a new book coming out on the 21st, I think, which is 11/11, which I will be reading that. Also, Natasha Madison on the 5th of January has a new one coming out too. So there's a lot of options. But even if I only read one book for each of these categories, I'm counting that as a win, because as I said, I'm horrible at sticking with my TBRs. So hopefully this way is a little nicer and gives me a little bit more wiggle room. I'm gonna see how I feel about weekly vlogging. As I said, I have not vlogged in like 6 months, actually probably longer than that, but we're gonna do this. 2024 is gonna be the year I make more content, because 2023 was not that year. But I'm very excited with my 4 things. And yeah, so if you're excited about this new way of me doing my TBRs, let me know. And yeah, as I said, I'm trying to make this a little fun and a little less stressful for me. So yeah, also I really have not been reading like at all. So these, if I read 4 books plus the new releases and the Like Us series, that will be way more than I've read probably in 6 months. I think I'm averaging 2 to like 6 books a month. So yeah, 4 plus the 13 books and the new releases is going to be a lot for me. But as I said, the Like Us series is on audio, so I don't have to read that much. Also on shelf number 10 I do have Liar by Fiona Cole, which I have on Chirped. I have books 2 through whatever in that series. I do not have the first one in that series on audio, so I might also read that because I've been wanting to read that series, which, I mean, yeah, so I have Liar, Lovers, Teacher, Another, Savior. So I just don't have Voyager. So we shall see. But as I said, I have been wanting to read that book. Also, that book is a Hello Lovely Trope of the Month book, so any of those books I read throughout the year will be better than what it is now, because I think total I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and I think I've read like 3 or 4 of those, which is not good. I need to get better at reading those books. So yeah, that is my TBR. If you've read any of the books I mentioned, what did you think of them? And what are you gonna read in the first month of the new year? And I'll see everyone later. Bye.